The Forgotten Friends of David Dobrik? Bro, sometimes I wonder what the happened to David Dobrik.
You've been officially selected to portray one of David Dobrik's friends on his 17 million subscriber YouTube channel. As a cast member of the Vlog Squad, you'll receive instant fame, potentially big business opportunities, and the illusion of being part of David's exclusive inner circle. Plus, your loyalty could be rewarded with David surprising you with a brand new car that you have to pay the taxes and insurance on. But remember, this friendship is a performance. The viewers must believe that you and David are real best friends who would do anything for each other. Any hesitation, confusion, or genuine concern could break the illusion, and we can't have that. Your enthusiasm must be absolute, your loyalty unquestioned. If David makes a joke, you laugh. If he has a crazy idea for a vlog, you're willing to make the sacrifice. If something feels wrong, it's not. Because in the Vlog Squad, nothing ever goes wrong. So keep smiling, keep laughing, and whatever you do, never stop acting.
This could be like a good ass like horror movie inspo right here. Like you're part of a content group, and then the guy like you get like, bro, I have a script for Hollywood just by this, bro. Just like this. Yes, you combine Diddy and you combine David Dobrik, and right there you have a thriller horror movie, bro. You change the names, you put in different faces in different places, and you get inspired by Diddy and David Dobrik. The by any means mindset. The fronting and the manipulation and the gaslighting, you add those aspects into a thriller horror movie, bro, and it gets more and more twisted as the movie goes on, bro. Oh my gosh. That would be like a Tubi movie ad. Okay.
Like you're surrounded by your best friends in the whole world, because the moment that illusion disappears, so does your appearances in the vlogs, your money, your career, your sanity, and hopefully not your life.
What's your name? What are you even talking about? My name is Greg.
Wrong! What's your name?
I don't know what you want me to say.
Your name's Dylan's friend! Your existence is being my friend! When people think of you, they really think of me. And that's who you are now.
A friendship with David Dobrik comes with terms
and what kind of contract with the devil is that, bro?
Conditions. Sure, they got the fame, the money, and the opportunities when they obeyed David's vision, but when things go wrong, it becomes clear who's a real friend and who's disposable. Today we're going to discuss them all, starting with Dirty Dom, David's childhood friend who helped launch his YouTube channel, only to be erased the moment he became a threat to David's reputation. David and Dom packed.
See, I don't know a lot of David Dobrik's old vlogs. I just watched some of his like newer from a few years ago, and that was like after he got canceled and all that, because I didn't really care to watch this guy, bro. Because when I was watching his vlogs, this was my mindset, bro. All right, from a content creator's perspective, this is what my mindset was. I'm watching him. I don't think he himself is a funny talent. I think he is a great orchestrator. I think at times he very much pushed it too far, because his mindset was, I need to get the craziest vlogs out. That's what made some great vlogs, and that's what also made some up moments also happen, bro. All right, it's like a curse and a blessing with that shit. But for me, it's like, if I'm watching the creator, like, it either has to be like the craziest like concept for me, or I have to think that the talent that I'm watching is a hilarious person, bro. Like, if I feel like they're doing too much or a little corny, for me, I just can't get to watch it, even though like I know he gets like 5 to 10 million views a vlog, bro. Like even then, I just didn't care to watch none of his vlogs. I would just hear him crack jokes and do his obnoxious laugh and pan the camera to see if anybody else in his friend group laughed with him, and I'm just like, bro, these are like the most boring dad jokes I'm hearing, and then it's so fast paced, and I don't know what the is happening, bro. Yo, Shiro, good night.
Their bags to move from their hometown of Vernon Hills, Indiana to Los Angeles to pursue their dream of being social media content creators in 2015. From the very beginning, David's vlogs highlighted the dynamic of his group of friends. Every upload felt like a 4-minute sitcom. Familiar faces, the same inside jokes, and the same chaotic energy that made viewers feel like they were a part of the group. Dom developed his own character to stand out amongst the group. He was the wild card, the reckless, drug-addicted party animal with no filter.
Before you do the stripping, you have to sanitize the pole. So you put a little.
So he was like their Steve will do it type of guy. Like, I feel like a lot of these vlog groups or content groups, I'm seeing it now. Like they always got that one person that just loves to party and go crazy, bro.
Vodka, rub it on the pole, right?
You can learn a lot from a guy like that.
However, as time went on, the line between his persona and his real-life behavior seemed to get blurred, something that was directly acknowledged by David and played off like a joke.
Dom, where do you see yourself in 20 years? Probably knocking on his neighbor's door. Hey, I'm a sexual predator.
Despite this, David's fans were surprised when women were coming out with stories about Dom and his creepy behavior as far back as 2017. Dom came up to me at the Studio 71 party because I had a low-cut dress on and kept talking about my boobs, and that I needed to show them to get through. When I started walking away, he said he'd find me later, and I was literally on high alert all night because he made me so uncomfortable. These allegations were followed up by a YouTuber named Ali Hardesty, who uploaded a video alleging that Dom had harassed her while attending VidCon. She claimed that Dom made multiple efforts to grab and kiss her before taking her to a secluded room, pinning her down, and once again trying to kiss her.
He has me pinned down on the couch like I'm just sitting normally, and he's facing me with his knees on my knees, holding me down and pinning down my arm. And he gets really close to my face and is like, kiss me. And I'm like, no, I don't do PDA. There's a bunch of people out there, like, get off of me. He doesn't move. He still thinks it's funny. He's laughing. I'm super uncomfortable. I don't know what to do at this point because it was different out there when I could walk away, but now he has me pinned down, so I'm trying to like play my cards carefully. You
would think allegations of this nature would warrant some kind of public statement, but
yo, this dude is wild, bro. Like, in what is this dude mental, bro? This dude is mental. Like, actually, he's actually mental.
David's fans were heavily defending Dom in Ali's comments and accusing her of clout chasing, so David and Dom felt no need to respond and kept collaborating for a couple of years. However, sometime in 2019, viewers noticed that Dom had slowly disappeared from the vlogs, leading some to speculate that he might have been kicked out of the friend group, which was known as the Vlog Squad. Dom himself claimed that he chose to move on from David's circle because he no longer wanted to be dependent on him for money, attention, or opportunity. However, we would later find out that he suspiciously disappeared from the vlogs right around the time a potential crime was committed and David was potentially involved. But first, a quick word from today's sponsor. Cease to get recordings in your SeatGeek in the description. Thank you, SeatGeek. An article posted by Business Insider told the horrific story of a girl named Hannah. Hannah alleged that Dom had sex with her while she was too intoxicated to give consent. And what's worse is that the moments leading up to the assault were captured on camera and uploaded to David's YouTube channel. The plot for this now deleted vlog was centered around Dom inviting 5 girls over to the house with the intention of getting all of them to sleep with him at the same time.
Invite these girls over to have a 5-star.
Yo, whose concept was this, bro? Like, I don't understand how this was greenlit, bro. Like, I don't understand how there's not one reasonable person. Bro, that's crazy, bro. It's leaving me speechless.
So hopefully help.
So, like, these girls didn't know what was going on. They're probably, maybe they did know. I'm assuming they probably did not know, bro. I'm assuming they did not know that was the intention. They were probably told it was gonna be a good time or something like that. Like, I gotta see more. Holy shit!
Oh, this is weird.
But notice how David said it wasn't going to happen until Dom did some negotiating to convince a couple of the girls to move to the bedroom.
After a couple minutes of talking, it was clear there was no fivesome happening tonight. But by some stroke of luck and master negotiating, Dom made progress.
This is interesting considering Hannah said in the article it was very much an environment where it felt like saying no was not okay. Hannah said, it felt like from the moment we came there was an expectation that they were doing us a favor and we had to give them content. They were verbally like, why aren't you guys being fun? Do something sort of sexy. Plus you can see multiple members of the Vlog Squad poked their heads in.
Hell nah, bro. Nah. That's crazy, bro. That's why even something where it's not even like, that's why even something like where it's not even like a physical, just verbal. Even when I do, I don't know if I did it with Jew, but like with the girls that come on, I always say, "Here's gonna be we can have a safe word. Like, how are you doing?" And I check up on them as we go on with the process. Like, you good? Whatever the blah 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 blah, right? Because I feel like sometimes some dudes can be overly aggressive, and then like, you know, like the girl doesn't reciprocate that. Now there's weird energy, and now it's weird, you know, like all that, bro. The fact that like these girls felt pressured, and then like they couldn't say no. So like, who knows, bro? Because this was YouTube. If it was a live stream, like, you know, people could see the whole context, everything behind the scenes. For YouTube, what's tricky is bad people can get away with more, because you could just stop recording and be like, yo, I'm not gonna lie, like, y'all need to do more. You guys are being boring. Like, we didn't just bring you guys here for no reason. Like, we told you guys it was gonna be a date or turning up or some shit. All right, and 1, 2, 3, record. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's why with this YouTube shit, like, you never know. Like, I'm telling you, bro, YouTube, if you're a bad person, you could get away with more, bro.
The room to confirm exactly what was going on and being excited about it.
You just need to get in there and do a head count for the vlog. Okay, we got 3 in there. Oh my god. Oh my god, I can't look at that. I'm gonna have to leave the apartment.
That's too far, bro.
Let me just like listening to this. That's what happened. I opened the door and I was like, wow, they look kind of good. Dom, what's up, dude? You are sweating like a racehorse.
It's also extremely strange that David ended the vlog with a guilty conscience, saying they were all going to jail because of this night.
I just had a threesome, and I think we're all
Going to jail.
Oh man, I think we're all going to jail.
All right.
See you in 20 years.
After the vlog was posted, Hannah had people coming up to her in real life and discussing her involvement in the video. She felt ashamed and embarrassed. Hannah only found the courage to reach back out to Dom to discuss her feelings a few months later, when Trisha Paytas publicly discussed her feelings about the toxic behavior of the Vlog Squad and how they will make girls uncomfortable to get YouTube content. Hannah texted Dom to get David to delete the vlog, and it was deleted. Now, no logical person would defend Dom here. It seems like David tried to quietly disassociate from him, but now the situation was too big to ignore. So he took the victim's side and publicly denounced Dom.
I want to start this video off by saying I fully believe the woman who came out against Dom and said she was by him. As it was reported the next day, I got consent to post the video. Even though I got the consent to post that video, I should have never posted it. What I understand now, and I didn't understand before, is that she sent that text because she felt like she had to, not because she wanted to. And that's up. I also want to acknowledge the women that spoke out against Dom in 2018. I'm talking about Allie, and then I'm talking about other girls that address their problems privately or publicly. I'm sorry I didn't listen to you guys. I am sorry that I took Dom's word for what happened in those certain situations, and I didn't believe you. And not only did I not believe you, but I made a joke of what kind of a person Dom was, because I couldn't wrap my head around a childhood friend of mine doing this to people and actually hurting people, and I'm sorry.
Most of David's fans saw this as a genuine, sufficient response, but some thought that David was even worse than Dom. If someone allows someone to commit evil acts when they can stop it, then they're just as bad as the evildoer. There's a strong case for them being worse. David knew exactly what type of person Dom was, but didn't give a damn until it risked his brand. 6 months later, Dom posted a video called Exposing the Truth, where he restated every single thing that we know as fact, but tried to drag David down too. Dom claimed that the ex was consensual based on the text that Hannah sent the next morning.
It's Hannah. Just woke up. Thank you so much for having me over. I know I was very drunk, but I was having a blast and hope you did too. Also, anything at your discretion is okay for the vlog, just maybe not anything that a future employer could use against me, hee. Tell your friends to go for it with the content he has.
Now, obviously, you can't rescind consent from the past, but many argue that she was too drunk to give it in the first place.
After the girls and me finished having sex, I was laying on the bed with Hannah and her friend. We were all talking and Hannah falls asleep, right? She was drinking a little bit more than the other girl, so I just continued talking to the other girl for a little bit. After we're done talking and we're ready to go meet up with the rest of the vlog.
Did you see just in his story, him saying she was drunk enough to pass out? You have to be so drunk to just straight up pass out like that.
We wake Hannah up. Her friend helps put on her clothes and helps her get dressed, and we walk out to meet the...
Helps her get dressed.
Yeah, that sounds
Helps
suspicious.
her put on her clothes. Dude, he's admitting that she's blackout. Why would she need help getting dressed and putting on her clothes, dude?
Despite this, he still apologized.
I thought that by us filming this video, it was just another fun, stupid vlog. and that everything would be fine and nobody was harmed, and I was wrong. It impacted these girls, and it's gonna follow them for their whole life.
Dom's response is so confusing that you can't even tell if he's admitting the allegations are true or false. Like he's saying, oh, nothing happened, it was all consensual, but sorry, people got hurt and I messed up. What nobody expected was that Dom brought in a PR manager who used to work for David, and she talks about how it was her job to develop a public response on behalf of David.
I used to work with the Vlog Squad and David. I always went an extra mile for David because I believed in him and I thought he was a good person.
David wouldn't gift cars. David wasn't philanthropic at all. He was just like this guy that would, and this is a quote from his manager, that would make his friends drink pee. Like not even his manager believed in him. In February 2019, David received the text from Dom. And when David received the text from Dom, David did not want to take the video down.
Most people interpreted this video as Dom saying, what I did was wrong, but David is also complicit because he set all of this up for his vlog and didn't want to take down the video.
Bruh, I don't know what's going on, bro. But this dude, David, just doing that video, bro, it was for, bro, this dude, Dom, up. All right, he did. He's up. But this dude, David, acting like he's so good when he's the one that orchestrated the whole thing, bro. It was for his vlog. Literally, the premise of the vlog was, let's get my friend Dom laid. What the fuck, bro? So I don't get how David's viewers and fans didn't get mad at David too, bro.
However, nobody was really taking Dom's side and all of a sudden just shifting blame.
Bro, people are so stupid, bro. I don't understand, bro. They should be mad at both.
Blame to David. To them, Dom was very much guilty of grape. However, he was never formally accused of nor charged of any crimes, and over the years he has attempted to shift content styles, giving advice on investment and self-improvement. However, his desperation has hit an all-time low. Today, he is hiring girls to act in staged conversations of him hitting on them.
I got this RPG because this bomb.
You know what? I like that. I can get into that.
The way I tally these bands, they would think I'm Al-Qaeda. Boom! Watch out, bitch!
He even puts the same fake Twitch chat on the bottom left corner of the screen in every video, I guess to simulate a live stream.
I gotta talk to her and get to know her. What do I gotta get to know about her? The vagina feels the same. Not mine. Really? What does it feel like? Gorilla grip. Wait, is it gorilla grip because you're black?
I'm not sure what value he gets out of these because they are barely cracking a few thousand views and most of them have no comments.
That's like the biggest thing that I look for.
What?
And I need them to be mad hum.
That's why I actually got a reduction surgery. Because it was too big, you know. It wouldn't be fair for the rest of the guys, right? So I just needed to, like, you know, level the playing field. So
wow, so you would say that you're really selfless.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, it's hard to call Dom a victim of David. He made his own choices, and they were awful ones. But Seth Francois, on the other hand, had a more difficult dynamic with David Dobrik. He was humiliated and exploited for David's vlogs, and claimed that David tried to pay him to keep his mouth shut. Back in 2017, Seth was an aspiring creator who moved to LA in hopes to make valuable connections. He added Dirty Dom on Facebook and bonded with him over their love of the party life. Since Dom and David were roommates at the time, Seth slowly got to know the squad, and eventually he made his first appearance in one of David's vlogs.
You're always complaining about how you're the only brown person and semi-black person in this vlog.
Yeah, always.
I got you a little bit of a surprise.
What?
It's a black guy! Yeah, it may be awkward at first.
Since Seth was new to David's unpredictable dynamic, it was extremely easy for David to prank him. However, many believe that this was far from a harmless bit. In June of 2017, David uploaded a video titled, "He Thought He Was Kissing Her. Super Cringy." Seth came over to David's place assuming it was just going to be a regular vlog, but what he didn't know was that he was being set up.
What's up, guys? Today I'm pulling a prank on Seth that may have the potential of being one of my favorite pranks I've ever done.
David asked Seth to kiss fellow Vlog Squad member Corinna Kampf while she wore an old man costume for a silly bit. Seth agreed to take part, but it was a trap, because instead of Corinna, Jason Nash was the one under the mask.
Oh my god! He disgusting! Oh my god!
It's Daddy!
Oh my god!
I'm so sorry.
Seth's initial reaction might give the impression that he was totally fine with making out with an old man, but later we would find out that he tried his best to go along with it in hopes of appeasing David.
After he took off the mask, it was a split decision. I was like, it's one or two things, like natural instincts and be the angry black guy in the room and start yelling at everyone and get physical or whatever that might entail, or I can go along with it and, you know, maybe I'll have some new friends that, you know, will support me in my ventures moving forward, and I made the decision to just kind of go along with it.
This is the typical dynamic David had.
Yo, this dude, David, is so up, bro. The dude had him thinking he was gonna kiss a girl, and it turned out to be his old white friend, bro. Holy shit. Yo, if that happened to me, oh my gosh, bro. No, I would do my best to control the anger. Honestly, respect to Seth for being able to control his anger. His take right there that he just did on FaceTime or on call, whatever interview that was just now, that just shows me how mature he is, because that take he just gave, because he just said, I could have been the angry black guy that got stereotyped and just start swinging, get violent and angry, like, why the fuck did y'all set me up? Or I could take it the other way and just be unproblematic to them and just do a funny reaction, give them their content and move on, bro, but be like just grossed out internally. Cause, you know, we already know, bro, like if he did the swinging and shit, they would have stereotyped him, made him look crazy, all up, and like it was just a prank. Why did he have to get so physical? You know what I mean? So in that moment, he was like, I have to refrain and just hold my anger and just go with the bit. Oh my God, this is so fucked up, bro. They're so fucked up for putting him in that position, bro. That's fucked up, dude. That's fucked up, bro. And also that, bro, Jason, that dude, that old grandpa Jason, he's weird as fuck for going with that bit, bro. He's weird. Bro, I don't give a fuck what type of cloud or whatever, bro. Even if FaZe came to me, like somebody with a bigger platform was like, hey, Ed, dress up in the old grandpa costume and we're going to prank this other member of the group and you make out with them, bro. It's going to get so many clips, bro. It's going to get you so many views. You're going to be on the algorithm. I will tell them straight up, bro. I'm not doing that shit. That's against my principles. That's weird as fuck, bro. I'm not going to put that person in a weird position. I'm not going to do that to myself for content, bro. That's some sellout shit. To me, that's some sellout shit, bro, for views. That dude Jason and David is some sellouts, bro. Yes, it's going to go viral because it's so crazy. It's going to go viral, bro. But to me, to have to go that far for views is some sellout.
With his friends. David was already a massive YouTuber with millions of fans, money, and industry connections, while Seth was an outsider trying to find his place in LA. For Seth, being featured in a vlog meant exposure and opportunity.
That's up, bro. For doing that to this guy that he was just there for the vibes. Oh, David's friends with my homie. Oh, he's a big YouTuber. Sure, I'll be in your vlog. Like, sure. And then the dude gets pranked in the, like, come on, bro. Like, what?
For David, it was content for this week's vlog and nothing more. Just listen to how excited David was talking about the prank.
He's really making out with the video is called The Forgotten Friends of David Dobrik. It's like a video that came out in the past week. It's just this guy recapping all the people that, you know, David kind of just screwed over, or just people that were part of his vlogs.
Jason, and I'm like, Seth, and I'm trying to get him to stop, but he thinks it's part of the bit, and he keeps going for 25 seconds making out with this guy. I think I looked up to the ceiling and I'm like, God, what did I do to deserve such beauty?
And I'm sitting there going, David, please just call it David, bring Corinna in. It's going on, and it is so aggressive. Like,
they're making out like super aggressive, and then I call Corinna into the room.
Seth said he struggled internally to justify it, but he decided to just brush it off and keep pushing. Although issues began stacking on top of each other that he couldn't.
Bro, if that happened to me because of a content friend wanted me to be pranked and somebody put me in that position, bro, I would hold resentment internally for life. Like, there's no way you just put that on camera and made me go do that shit for your video and like you expect me to just be cool with it, bro. Like, bro, that's so fucked up.
Ignore. A common theme with David's vlogs was that each individual would have a singular defining characteristic.
Seth kissed Jason again after that, though. Okay, protagonist. I gotta see the context of what happened the second time. Then, like, how did it play out? What was the premise? Because okay, if Seth willingly did it a second time, then I'm gonna be like, okay, so was this first time just a boohoo sob story? Like we're supposed to feel bad? Like I always need more context, bro. I need context.
Constantly mocked. For example, Jason Nash was frequently ridiculed for being the old guy hanging out with a bunch of people in their early 20s. And for Seth, he often faced jokes relating to his skin color and racial stereotypes about black people.
Coming over, he's our only black friend. Don't ruin this for me, okay? This is Alex, you probably already know. What's up? Hey, Seth, you want something to drink? What'd you... Come on, Alex.
Seth, I'm gonna be real with you. When I see you, I don't see color.
Aww. That's a real man, baby.
Yeah. No, because I'm colorblind.
At the time, Seth was okay with these jokes because he assumed there was no real harm behind them. Plus, the opportunity to be in David's vlogs was massive. But David would continue to push these boundaries, and the second prank he played on Seth truly tested their friendship. Months in advance, David asked Seth for permission to try and trick him into kissing Jason again.
Do I have permission to try to prank you again and get you to make out with Jason?
I'm very confused by that, because how the hell could you be so confident to tell me that I have to consent to something that I'm not gonna know that I'm gonna do?
Now, Seth's logic here is completely sound. You can't consent to something far in the future. Even if he could, Seth did not answer the question with yes, even though David would later use this clip as evidence of consent. Regardless, David set up an elaborate plot where a fake beef jerky company would hire Seth to perform in a commercial. The script called for Seth to make out with 3 women in gorilla costumes, but during filming, Jason Nash once again snuck into the set and began.
Bro, what's up with this dude Jason just being David Dobrik's pawn, bro, for these jokes? Like, this dude is just being a yes man, bro. Like, what are we doing? This dude is just saying yes to everything. That guy Seth never said yes, by the way. That clip that I was just showing right now, that was not consent, bro. He brought up the counter argument, like, how am I supposed to say yes to something that I don't know when it's gonna happen and what it is, bro? That's not consent, bro. Because if I use that logic and I did some shit to a girl, bro, like, oh, well, you didn't say no in the past in this clip, like, bro, that's still on my end, SA, bro. What are we talking about? Anyways, dude, bro, this dude's a weirdo.
Making out with him for over 15 seconds.
Congrats on your commercial, Seth.
Are you kidding me? It's kidding! What the? You are the worst person in the.
What's truly crazy about this situation is that David hired an entire production crew with scriptwriters, cameramen, and even a website designer to pull it.
This is the most diabolical way to prank somebody, bro. Like, he must have really hated Seth. I'm not gonna lie, bro. He must have hated Seth to go this far where you got like 10, 15 grown men and women in a room watching you kiss somebody when they know you're probably not gay, bro, is the craziest shit ever, bro. He did this, all this, paid all these people to set up a prank. This dude is the YouTube Diddy. I don't give a
off. It was such a massive investment for what was essentially sexual assault under the guise of being a prank.
That shit's crazy, bro. This guy just phrased it right. This dude invested in SA.
To make matters worse, Seth was also promised a $2,500 check for the commercial that David refused to pay afterwards.
I grabbed him by the arm and I was like, David, like you have to compensate me for what you said you were going to compensate me for this commercial. Because I literally...
And he said no?
He was just like, oh, come on, man. Like, you know, like I'll tag you in the video.
Oh, come on, bro. Dude, this dude David is so up, bro. The dude hit him up, said, let me put you in one of my commercials. I'm going to pay you $2,500. This guy, even if he's not a big creator, bro, the talent showed up knowing that he was promised $2,500. You f him over for your personal content, make him kiss another grown man that he does not want to kiss, never consented to. And at the end, you say, oh, well, you know, I mean, come on, bro. Like, you can't be too mad. I could just give you a little shout out. Like, the whole time this dude pulled up for the $2,500 and he didn't think he was going to get pranked like this, bro. This dude, David Dobrik, is like selfish and up in the head, bro. Like, there's no emotional intelligence, bro.
Shortly after this prank, Seth distanced himself from the group due to the toxic dynamic and the fact that he wasn't making as much money as he anticipated appearing in the vlogs. It was later revealed by another Vlog Squad member, Scotty Sire, that David was reached out to by Seth asking to arrange a third kissing prank.
This is a text from Seth from about 2 years ago. He goes, yo, bro, I was thinking about it. I'm down for another kissing sketch. I said, haha, what do you mean? He goes, lol, I don't really care as long as you clout me up. I'm not gay. Just don't care. And then he sends me this.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't
No, I mean, it's not really a big deal. I mean, it's the same. It's just, I don't know, more open-minded.
But that never happened, and Seth was basically never seen in the vlogs again. It wasn't until Seth saw Jason Nash and David becoming very vocal during the Black Lives Matter movement in 2020 that he started to question how honest they were being. In an upload titled Accountability to All Creators, he didn't
I don't know why Seth would have to stoop that low, bro. Like, bro, you don't gotta do that, bro. Like, what are we talking about?
Didn't even attack the Vlog Squad necessarily, but highlighted how he regrets taking part in and not calling out their racially insensitive jokes. From there, Seth reached out to David privately and tried to express to David how much these kissing pranks hurt him.
I called David, I think it was sometime in February or March, and, you know, I politely asked him, it's like, I understand, like, everyone makes mistakes, and, you know, I don't feel like you hate me, but, you know, I need you to take these videos down because they legitimately have caused me so much trauma. I just want to try to get away from it. And then he offers to pay me money to keep the videos up. And then at that moment, I realized, like, he's not a friend.
It was at this moment that Seth discovered David was never his friend. A friend probably wouldn't commit such a prank once, let alone twice. But to try and bribe someone to keep a video of them being humiliated publicly is a clear indication that this is not a friendship. Seth was not overreacting, and he even tried to handle the situation privately. But ultimately, the videos were not deleted, so he voiced his story publicly on the H3 podcast. And after, David finally realized he could not avoid this scandal and decided to apologize.
With the Seth situation, I'm sorry to Seth. I would just want to make videos where everybody in it, whether you're participating or watching, is enjoying and having a good time. And I missed the mark with that one. And I'm really sorry. I truly, truly am. I don't align with some of the actions. I don't stand for any kind of misconduct, and I've been really disappointed by some of my friends. And for that reason, I've
Bro, what is he talking about, my friends? Bro, this is what I mean, bro. This dude was the orchestrator for his YouTube videos. He was the director, okay? He directed his own vlogs, bro. Like he curated how the flow of the vlogs should kind of go. Like, he pushed for narratives to make the vlogs a bigger spectacle. So I don't understand, because it was his idea that put that guy Seth in this predicament in the first place, bro. Was this guy's idea.
Separated from a lot of them.
Now, David's response was criticized for a few different reasons. It was posted to his podcast channel called Views rather than David's much larger main
Psycho. He actually is psycho, bro. Like, he's actually a narcissist.
Channel, making it appear that David wanted to address the situation on a more secluded platform. The statement itself is also extremely short and vague, referring to the ordeal as the Seth situation, rather than acknowledging that he was assaulted multiple times. And despite the video being titled Let's Talk, David disabled the comments, meaning any kind of discussion couldn't be had. And like always, David's audience was fine with this response. It was sufficient for them, so he just continued posting content, and Seth got left in the dust. However, it seems like these days he's doing pretty well for himself. Throughout his time—
how can you, like, watch David Dobrik blow? Like I don't understand, like, how the fans of David Dobrik— I don't get it, bro. I don't get it.
And with David, Seth was building a casting agency for social media content creators. His company books talent, extras, vehicles, and locations for content creators that are working on bigger projects. He has provided services for some of the biggest streamers today, such as Kai Cenat, Deshae Frost, and Neon. But while Seth walked away from David's world and managed to build his own successful career, others stayed no matter how bad things got. Jason Nash, for example, remained loyal to David long after the allegations, David nearly killing his friend Jeff, and even when he disappeared from the internet. Jason's loyalty wasn't just consistent, it was borderline delusional, to the point where Jason literally started begging for 1-cent donations on TikTok Live because David cut off all of Jason's sources of income. Jason Nash was a classic example of an aspiring actor and comedian trying to make it in Hollywood. When his career wasn't working out, he adapted to the social media landscape and became one of the most popular creators on Vine. Considering you could only make 6-second videos on Vine, it's actually bizarre how the app created a new kind of celebrity, and not to mention the massive amounts of money they could make.
Did Vine for a couple years, and I did okay on Vine. I was making like, one year I made like $250,000, $300,000.
Through what, sponsors and stuff
Through
like
sponsors.
that?
So you'd get like, you'd be surprised. Sometimes you get like 10K for like a 6-second Vine.
You could argue that Jason was actually more popular than David for a short period of time. He was regularly collaborating with other big creators and even got an investor to finance a movie he wrote. But the day his movie released was the exact same day that Vine shut down, and Jason was not prepared for the future. David, on the other hand, spent most of those peak Vine years building up his YouTube channel, vlogging he and his friends' adventures. By the end of 2016, David had already amassed a few million subscribers, and Jason Nash was back doing stand-up in small clubs, unsure of how he was going to generate revenue. One night, David happened to go to the comedy club Jason was performing at, and he loved his sense of humor, so he offered him an opportunity to be a regular in his vlogs.
And Jason just puts on this hilarious skit where he's basically yelling at the audience and he's telling them that they're stupid millennials. And then I approach him after the show like a producer of some big budget movie, and I'm like, hey, I want you to do that in front of the big cameras tomorrow at my place on the vlog.
And everybody around me was like, who's that kid?
Little did Jason know that it changed his life.
Jason became one of David's prominent Vlog Squad members. His age made him stand out in the group, but that was part of the charm. He mostly played the role of the out-of-touch older guy surrounded by young rich influencers, but he was also a reliable comedic relief, and always down to help David with one of his risky ideas.
One.
Jason, please tell me you're okay.
David?
Please.
I'm not okay.
Jason.
One thing David loved to do was make Jason kiss other men, even though Jason was straight.
Yo, one thing David loved him to do, bro, was to have Jason kiss other men. So David is just holding the camera. Bro, I'm telling you, bro, he is YouTube Diddy. He is, like, my ears can't even believe what they just heard through these headphones, bro. I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it, bro. That to me is insane. Leyland with the sub. Thank you.
Great.
I've never kissed a man before.
Wait,
ever.
actually?
You've never kissed a man?
Never. I am 100% straight. And I want you to know, bro, we're about to make out. It means nothing sexually to me, okay?
Oh my god! You remind me of a girl now! Oh my god, it feels like I'm kissing a girl!
This is just one of the many ways Jason would do whatever David wanted, but it was worth it because the money was too good. Jason would post a vlog of his own on the same day as David, which looked and felt almost exactly like a Dobrik video, but from Jason's point of view, hoping viewership would trickle over from David's fans, and it worked. Jason said after 4 months working with David, he was making around $35,000 per month in ad revenue. From there, he just followed David's lead, like when he decided to launch his podcast titled Views. The channel brands itself on both of them being equal collaborators, with Jason and David featured in the profile picture and banner, yet Jason is absent from almost all of the video's thumbnails. Plus, when you look at the set, you'll see David sitting at an elevated large desk, similar to that of a late-night TV show host, while Jason is sitting with the guests in the...
Bro, they might as well just call this shit David Dobrik Views, bro. Bro, this is like the same way Jimmy Kimmel got Guillermo right here. Like, he's not even... They just put him in between the two guests and say he's the co-host, bro. The is this, bro? He's not even co-host. At this point, he's just like an extra added on bit, bro. What is this?
Lower chairs across from David. Jason existed as more of an extension of David's brand, which he ultimately seemed perfectly fine with. In a sense, their relationship was mutually beneficial, but it was also extremely one-sided, considering that Jason needed David more than David needed him.
He's a master of just, he can pull in what he needs for the video. So if it wasn't me, David would have found something else that was just as funny, because he won't post anything until it's amazing.
Yeah. Taking a look at Jason's YouTube channel, a majority of his most popular videos featured David and other Vlog Squad members. But once the Vlog Squad fractured and David stepped away from content creation, Jason's viewership dropped off a cliff, from sometimes reaching over 1 million views per video to around 15,000. Even later uploads with David in the title and thumbnail barely managed to crack 100,000 views. Plus, their podcast abruptly stopped, cutting off another revenue source for Jason.
It was really, really fun to do. I don't think we'll ever do it again.
Why is that?
I just, I don't want to speak for him, but he just doesn't like doing it. Yeah, and I respect David for that. Like, he just doesn't want to, he's like, I don't want to do it anymore. And I was like, okay, cool. You know, like he just told me and that's it.
David just told me and that's it. This is the reality of being friends with David Dobrik as a career. Jason's fall off was undeniable, but no one could have possibly known just how bad things were going to get. Because in 2023, viewers noticed him frequently streaming on TikTok, begging for money, and even breaking down into tears.
I love you, Starshine. Thank you. Thank you, Callum. Matt, he took us to the top 34, which is like insane.
Jason spent hours streaming on TikTok, competing with other creators in TikTok battles, which if you don't know is quite literally just him and another TikToker asking people to donate money so that they can just make more money than the...
What the is, bro? Am I missing a wave right now with the TikTok battles? What is this, bro? Am I focusing on the wrong streaming? The fuck is this battle?
Other person that they're battling with. But the money is given through a digital gift, which is a little rose emote or panda or confetti. Keep in mind that a rose is worth 1 cent.
Let's go! One more rose! 3 more people! 1 rose! 3 more!
Jason, much like he has done for his entire career, was adapting to the changing social media landscape and doing whatever it took to survive, no matter how degrading it was.
Like me, a lot of people were pretty confused to see this. At one time, Jason Nash was a part of the most popular group on YouTube, and now he's battling the Joker for gifts on TikTok.
What a way to start the day with Tommy Coach. Tommy, thank you so much for being here.
But Jason wasn't embarrassed by people discussing his fall from grace. He saw it as helpful traffic, which would allow him to get more 1-cent donations on TikTok.
People make those TikToks about me. It drives the live like insane.
Oh, of course.
So I'll have like 2,000 people in the live instead of 300.
Jason also made no effort to hide the reality of his financial troubles, outright admitting that he only does TikTok live because of his loss of income.
Would I be on TikTok live if I wasn't in like a financial hole? I don't know, probably not. But also like YouTube wasn't really working and I needed to find something.
Jason also recalled how he could have gotten 30% of a $30 million offer from Spotify if David continued to do the podcast, but it's clear that David made so much money that it wasn't worth it for him to talk into a microphone for 1 hour per week.
Man, bro, they giving these creators these type of deals, bro. Bro, 30 M's to talking to a mic, bro. Bro, if they need me to learn 10 different languages to talking to the mic to touch more people across the world, I'm doing that shit, bro. For 30 M's, what the f are we talking about, bro? I'm telling you, they give these 30 M's to just anybody, bro.
You know, David...
They give it to they giving 30 M's to the YouTube of Diddy.
Quit the podcast. That was a huge moneymaker.
Was that like, did you guys have a $20 million offer from Spotify?
Yeah. Every year, Josh, Spotify, they would come every year and they would offer a large sum of money in the millions.
20?
Yeah. The agent would say, don't take it this year. We'll wait. It'll get bigger. And then every year I would be like, guys, are you sure? Are you sure? Sure you just don't want to, and Dave, God bless his heart, is not about money. He just doesn't care. But he doesn't have a family to support either. So that's the tough thing. It's like, he doesn't have 2 kids. He doesn't have a kid going to an Ivy League school.
What were you getting off that 30?
30%. I think I did a lot on the podcast. Like, I actually do think I would like try really hard and try to come up with things, and just getting him to do it was a chore. And not to say that I don't love him, and I saw him on Saturday and he's the funniest, he's the best. Like, he's been so good to me. And, you know, he gave me my career. But yeah, I mean, you know, that's what happens.
Most people at this point would just get a job. I'm not sure why anyone would think begging for pennies on TikTok is somehow more worth it than just being a productive member of society for a paycheck. But Jason probably knew that all he had to do was weather the storm while David was away. He maybe even knew all along that David would return. This could be why Jason never disparaged David publicly. Throughout David's public controversies, Jason remained loyal, and even while he was scraping money together to pay the bills, he never turned his back on David. This loyalty ultimately...
This dude is David Dobrik's greatest soldier, bro. Like, this dude weathered the storm, was okay asking for pennies and shit. Never knew all, like, David probably made him do so much bad shit, never brought up any of that. All that for a chance, just waiting for a chance for David to come back, bro. This dude is his greatest soldier. This is crazy to me, bro. Like, bro, yes, certified glazer, bro. If there could be a definition of like the ultimate glazer, it might be this man right here, bro. It has to be this man right here.
paid off when David returned to the internet in 2025 and eventually brought back the Views podcast.
I'd be lying if I said the last couple of years were my healthiest or my happiest. I let go of myself and stopped doing the things that I really enjoyed. And believe it or not, my old podcast was at the top of my list. And there was only one man who missed it more than me. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna do it again. Hey, there's no way. There's no way. Oh, man. You're like a really sad news anchor.
Although this is supposed to be a silly moment, it also paints a very dark picture of Jason's reliance on David. The fact that he is quite literally brought to tears when he learns that the podcast was returning demonstrates how desperate Jason had become and how much his financial struggles were weighing on him. Today, David seems to have returned to making vlogs and Jason is still featured in them. However, at 50 years old, it's becoming harder to continue to fit in with the 20-year-olds David is still hanging around. Jason and David have also relaunched the podcast, and it's likely that Jason's financial struggles have faded. Well, that is until David decides to cut him off again. Jason's entire identity and career seems to revolve around David. That same career trajectory was happening to Nick Kaswani, aka Big Nick, who literally said that David created him.
Your mom likes me, right?
Yeah, because you created me. I mean, why would she not like my boss, you know?
But then randomly, Nick's life did a 180 and he was never seen in the vlogs again.
I don't know who
Nick
this guy
got
is.
his start like many other of David's friends, on Vine, where his dwarfism was often used as the punchline for other creators.
I have some candy in my car. Get in. Can my friend come? Ew, that's disgusting.
And in David's vlogs, things were no different. While Nick certainly had no problem with the occasional joke about his condition, it felt like his only purpose in David's vlogs was to serve as a punching bag. Nick became a prominent member of the Vlog Squad in 2017, but as the years went on, he began to fade out of the content. And this was mainly due to Nick's newfound faith and commitment to positivity.
Since the lockdown, I've kind of taken a step back from my old habits and my old ways and how I used to do things. I've just been kind of reevaluating my life because of God, actually. Because I've reevaluated my life, I realized the content that I want to put out, I want to start putting out positive content that's going to uplift people.
Upon reflecting on his time spent in the Vlog Squad, he described his and other members' behavior and loyalty to David as cult-like.
It is kind of like a cult, yeah. It's like a high school vibe, very cultish like vibe, and you can kind of feel it. Like even when I would like film with people afterwards, I would come home so drained, like just mentally. And it wasn't necessarily, I mean, maybe it was because some of the stuff they were saying, but like it was just really the energy in the room. Like it just felt like really demonic energy.
Although this sounds like a bold claim, Nick explaining his time in the group doesn't come across as spiteful. He sounds level-headed and honest, even discussing going through dark times.
I felt like worthless being in those videos. Like I was like, dude, why am I even like here? Like what's the point of my existence? Because I was just treated like this punching bag, right? Like everyone's just joking about me, like mocking me, then the fans in public are doing the same, and like I had a good long look in the mirror and like I was like, wow, I'm like really depressed.
Nick still maintained a positive outlook on the situation, calling David a friend and saying that he would always have a place in his heart. But Nick's commitment to positivity seemed to fade as the years went on, with his new faith-based content gaining traction for all the wrong reasons. He claimed that a pastor healed his limp after being prayed over in church, and even claimed to have been visited by Jesus as a young boy. Critics online claimed that he was losing his mind. Nick began making videos critiquing a wide range of subjects, mainly what he described as demonic forces such as women's rights movements and feminism.
What is the spiritual and psychological warfare in today's feminist movement? You see, the feminist movement was actually funded by Luciferians that were working in the CIA. And this was to make women think that they are not equal to man, where the Bible clearly states that men and women are equal, they just serve different functions.
This is not what... This has to be a script or skit. Like, this is not what I just expected. I thought I was going to have, like, a wholesome ending right now. This dude is talking about, like, Satan and women. What are we talking about, bro?
Purposes.
Protect feminism or low gas prices?
Oh, I'm always about lowering the gas prices, for sure.
Why?
Absolutely. Well, I think feminism's a demonic movement created by Satan to emasculate men, to get them out of the biblical order that God created. And I don't even drive like a gas-powered car. I drive a Tesla. I just don't like feminism. So, it's cringe.
From here, Nick posted more videos criticizing what he calls the woke agenda and calling out celebrities he believed were worshipping Satan, rather than spreading positivity and potentially encouraging people to step forward with their faith. Many felt that Nick was just trying to fearmonger and chastise those with different lifestyles than him. But Nick was more than just a Christian content creator. He was also discussing countless conspiracy theories, claims of humanoid reptilians being spotted in Miami, videos labeling the theory of evolution as a Luciferian hoax, and stories of an underwater demonic kingdom as if all of these were facts.
There is a highly organized demonic kingdom located underwater, but you've probably never heard about it. Let's talk about the marine kingdom. Well, we learn in Genesis 6:4 in the Bible that the fallen angels actually mated with human women, creating giants and hybrid creatures. We know this to be true because after these biblical events took place, there are reported events from other cultures like the lost city of Atlantis, which brings light to an underwater city with highly advanced fallen angel technology.
Initially, people empathized with Nick leaving the vlog, but now that he was discussing conspiracies and fear-mongering online, their opinion quickly changed. I think the guy's just mad at the world because women aren't interested in him and he's been the butt of the joke his entire life. So when the Vlog Squad stuff ended, he had to find a new way to feel popular, and this was the one and only route to that. One of the many pipelines covert narcissists also go down. Hide your demons behind the Almighty God and you shall be saved, no matter how terrible of a person you are trying to suppress. Now people hardly remember Nick's days as a Viner or a member of the Vlog Squad, but he still maintains a large following of like-minded individuals. The same thing cannot necessarily be said for Brandon Calvillo, who was a former Vlog Squad member that was phased out when again his scandal became a threat to David's kingdom. Brandon was a frequent collaborator with David on Vine, and from there he was a consistent presence in the vlogs when David started blowing up on YouTube. Now, Brandon didn't have some extremely unique characteristic that separated him from the group. He wasn't the one to just blindly do whatever David says. He didn't seem desperate for screen time, nor did he come across as creepy. He was just a funny guy that seemed to be a genuine friend of the squad, which is why everyone was surprised when Trisha Paytas revealed that Brandon had been dating a 17-year-old girl.
Brandon, in their friend group, was dating a high schooler last year. She was 17 years old. And when I would talk about this with like David, he would literally be like, oh, see, it's a big deal. He's 24, like she's 17, like, you know, just because it's the law, like a year, like 6 months, in 6 months she'll be 18. I'm like, it's disgusting. Like people have found this out, and like Brandon will call David and be like, oh, like you gotta delete these comments about.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I just turned 25, but at 24, I was not looking at a 17-year-old being like, bro, she's gonna be 18 soon, bro. That's the one. But I don't even think about somebody, bro, that young, bro. If their age says teen on it, even if they're 19, I don't even look their way, bro. This dude is tripping, bro. This dude is tripping.
Her age and stuff like that, because she was in high school when they started like dating and hooking up. Like,
and although Trisha is known to gossip, Brandon felt the need to clear the air. My girlfriend is currently 18, and we started dating when she was 18. She's about to turn 19. To be clear, we never dated when she was 17. Please be mindful of how hurtful and damaging your words can be. Thank you. However, this claim would be debunked due to evidence released in one of David's vlogs.
So you've been seeing this girl for a month?
Around a month, yeah.
Do you love her?
God. Her name's Lacey. She's 18, 19.
You're like, I hope. Is Brandon good at?
Honestly, yeah. Like,
hell yeah, Brandon. What's up?
This vlog was uploaded in February of 2018, but the girl in this video, Lacey, was born on March 1st of 2000, meaning she was 17 at the time of this video's recording. This is problematic because Brandon claims to be dating her
in 4K, talking about sex and everything, bro, with a 17-year-old in 4K, bro, in 4K, bro. Yo, what is up with these people, bro? Like, what is up? I don't understand, like, their logic, bro. There's no thinking. They just do whatever.
In the video, and she herself states that the two had sex. The legal age of consent in Los Angeles is 18 years old, meaning this is a criminal offense.
They just self-snitched on 4K, bro. Like, the dude is stupid as fuck. And you know what's more irritating? Is when he tries to clear up his own name. But then when somebody fact checks and then there's video proof, bro, like, dude, she was 17, bro. Look at the date that the video was posted. Why are you trying to save face? Just own up to your shit and just own up the fact that you're a weirdo, that you couldn't get a girl that was probably like 22, 21, 23, 24, like your age, bro, or older, bro. Like, this dude had to go to a 17-year-old girl, bro. Like, what are we talking about, bro? that probably didn't even know any better.
Brandon decided to clarify his statement by posting a 5-minute response video on his YouTube channel alongside Lacey. In the video, she did confirm that she lied about her age upon initially meeting Brandon.
Third time that we hung out, we were going to the movies, and my friend David, who vlogs, he decided to join us and try and film it and make a bit out of it. And so we're in the car, all three of us, and we start making these jokes. And some of them are about, and it was weird because we hadn't had at that point.
We did not sleep together.
And so we were making these jokes, and
man, I wish that was true, bro. I wish, but I see this as them trying to save face, bro. The dude posted, got debunked, now has to address it, bro. Come on, dude. Like, what are we talking about, bro? Come on, this is cap. And obviously, she's so in love and so infatuated. She's going to be like, baby, whatever you want me to say, I'm going to say whatever for the cameras. Whatever you need so that they don't grill you anymore. So that your name is clear. Whatever for love. Like, it's like, thank you. You get me. Like, I appreciate you so much. You're there for me. Like, bro, this is cap, bro.
They are very inappropriate because I didn't know she was 17 and neither did David. So in hindsight, it looks really bad, and we would have never made those jokes had we known.
Brandon said he found out about her age in the comments of David's vlogs, and he asked Lacey.
Yeah, he found out through the comments. Yeah, before I start dating and having sexual relations with a girl, let me find out about her age through the comments, or maybe later after like a month or two. Let me ask her a basic question. How old are you? Like, what are we talking about, bro? Like, that just sounds like cap. This sounds like all lies. I don't understand, bro. I don't understand. Bro, this shit makes no sense, bro. I don't get it, bro.
See if it was true. She said yes, and then he decided to wait for her to turn 18.
I called you back, and I was like, we can't talk for a week until you turn 18.
At least until I turn 18, yeah.
And that's what we did. We waited a week. March 1st came around. It was like the day after March 1st that we met up and got all of our grievances out.
We just cleared the air and kind of talked everything out.
And I kind of decided that, like, since we had been hanging out for like, it's about like a month before then, I just didn't want to throw away like our relationship. And I was like, okay, so let's keep hanging out and just be friends for a little bit.
And shortly thereafter, we started seeing each other romantically, and now we're in a love.
What, bro? All right, there's 1 week until you turn 18. Let's just hang out as friends. But when you turn 18, we can be official. Bro, come on, dude. It was the same mindset that he had before she was even 18 that he was going to carry on. He's just going to say it to the public, bro, but that doesn't even help. Dude, come on, bro. What are we talking about? This shit sounds even more stupid, bro. Him justifying this shit, to me, if I was in that room listening, in my head, I'd be thinking, yo, this dude is sounding even more creepy and stupid. Like, he doesn't even realize it. Like, he thinks this is a good counter argument, but I don't think he realizes how stupid he looks.
Relationship.
The story was unconvincing for many. They thought at worst he committed a crime, at best he groomed her. If you sit around waiting for someone to turn 18, that's a problem. Regardless of his efforts, the damage was done, and Brandon was unable to recover from the controversy. Therefore, he was no longer friends with David in the eyes of the public and would never be seen in the vlogs again. He struggled to gain traction on his own personal YouTube channel and hasn't uploaded in 4 years. Today, he posts comedy skits on his Instagram account which see moderate success, but he will forever be remembered as another one of David's friends who was dropped the moment they were a threat to his brand. As the controversies piled on for David, members of the Vlog Squad were faced with a difficult decision: stay on the vlogs and risk unrelenting scrutiny, or move on to other projects and hope things pan out. Matt King, who was a prominent fixture of the group throughout David's reign on YouTube, figured that sticking around just wasn't worth it and chose to quietly cut ties with David, most notably around the time David nearly killed his friend Jeff, which we will get to later.
Pick a side. Whose side are you on?
You're like your side, Jeff, completely.
All right, thank you. You can take the spotlight off until further notice.
I'm totally on your side.
Todd Smith, another prominent member, also chose to distance himself from the group. Notably, Toddy's ex-girlfriend Natalie still remains in David's vlogs and even serves as David's manager to this day. According to Toddy, Natalie's role as David's manager put a strain on their relationship and cited David's frequent jokes towards her as a part of the reason they split up.
But after she started working for David as a manager, it kind of changed the course.
Yeah,
You know
it's
what I'm
almost
saying?
like she's like
has two boyfriends.
Yeah,
she's married and then has a boyfriend.
Yeah, you were the side piece too.
I was side piece.
You
Yeah,
probably started feeling
it
like
was
you were
just
getting
weird. It was
treated like
I
the side piece.
Like David would kind of like break
and
into
then
our
he
house
would
whenever
still
wanted
do
to.
like the
And then
relationship jokes, like the shipping jokes.
He would still like ship like her and like, or like do like sex jokes with like her, him, and Ilya. It got like disturbing.
Yeah,
weird.
Others have chosen to step away quietly, such as Carly Incontro and Aaron Gilfroy, who have moved on to making content on their own podcast. We don't know if there was any bad blood, if David just felt like they didn't provide value to him anymore, if they were ever real friends in the first place, or if this is just simply adults moving on in life. But we do know why Gabby Hanna stepped away, and honestly, you can't really blame her. Gabby has had more public controversies than most could count, from her publicized mental breakdowns and her seemingly uncontrollable urge to cause drama everywhere she goes. But before that, she was one of the most popular Viners on the platform. And when Vine shut down, Gabby also spent a lot of time building her own YouTube channel. She accumulated millions of subscribers and built a solid fan base. But she also became friends with David and the Vlog Squad. However, much of the screen time she got in the vlogs was them making fun of her appearance.
Your makeup's all up.
Really?
Yeah.
Take it off.
That's not her makeup, just her face. Oh, you're right. She ugly. The beauty aisle. Gabby, have you ever been in there? Probably not.
She's beautiful.
What?
Turn the camera off.
Yo.
Okay.
Yo, making those type of jokes to a girl creator is crazy, bro. That is crazy. Like, I would be shocked if David Dobrik had like even like a 20% like female audience watching him with jokes like that, bro. That is crazy, bro, to say that to a girl. I mean, okay, maybe like it's gonna sound like, but we're human beings, bro. Maybe like private behind closed doors, there could be a joke like, she chopped, whatever, right? But to say it on camera for the content and then post it about your friend is crazy, bro. That's crazy, bro.
I'm still right here. We wanted to do a little Secret Santa since we're all going home for the holidays, and we just wanted to put it on camera so that we would have it forever.
I got a gift, and I got it for Gabby.
Oh, it's for me?
And she's been needing these, and I know how much you love to dance.
Wait, it's something I've needed?
You've definitely needed it. We've all kind of talked about it.
Are these diet pills?
Oh my God, David, that is so true.
According to Gabby, the jokes directly played into her own personal insecurities, and she believed that being a punching bag was her only purpose in the videos. And honestly, there are a ton of jokes in David's vlogs that justify those feelings.
I haven't gone on a date where a guy has paid for my dinner in like so long.
It's probably because they're scared you're gonna eat too much. So we're gonna drive around for the. Oh, I zoomed in on your nose. That's gross.
Oh, it already looks like you're zoomed in on my nose anyways.
Oh my God, dude! Put this ugly mask on and pretend to be a character.
This is going to be one of the most interesting stories.
Gabby! It's Gabby! It's the Gabby show!
As you can see, they even made fun of her when she wasn't around. We can all agree that
Bro, the way they treated her, she was Meg from Family Guy. I don't know if Peter Griffin treated Meg worse or if David Dobrik fucking treated Gabby worse, bro, or whatever. I cannot tell, bro, who got treated worse. Holy shit, this is bad, bro. And Megan is not even a real human being with real emotions. It's a cartoon.
joking around with your friends can be harmless fun, can even be a twisted sign of love. Even Gabby admitted that she leaned into the jokes as well, but it was when she finally asked them to stop that made her realize that David was never really her friend.
And it was an ongoing joke where I was making the weight jokes because everybody else was calling me fat. And I was giving everybody else permission to make weight jokes. But also everyone in that group knew I had a severe eating disorder. And when I brought up that I didn't like the jokes and I didn't want this and I wanted to get back to the friendship and not the vlogs, then I lost all my friends. And that's what I have a problem with. That's what I would have liked explanation and apology for. Not the fact that we were around and you were slapping my or calling me ugly. Like, I didn't like it. It's bullying. If they're your friends or not, it's still bullying. What I found later was that they were not my friends. Because as soon as I wasn't okay with that type of content and I wasn't okay with just being
her voice does sound like
thumbnails,
the voice,
I lost my
yes, I agree,
friends.
the voice.
She said this in 2021, but it matches the same reasoning she gave in 2019 for leaving the Vlog Squad.
And I just kind of made a rule for myself where if you're only in my life when the cameras are on, I can't have that in my life right now. You know?
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with collabing. There's nothing wrong with having business relationships. But I'm just a sensitive little bit. And I need like solid support in my life.
Yeah.
People have different goals in life and do different things. And like I said, I like having friendship circles where we're just like hanging and I don't need the pressure of filming and cameras. And that's what they do a lot.
Yeah.
And like I said, that's okay. You can have collaborative relationships, but
Gabby never really spoke ill of David, and I don't think she hates him or dislikes him, but it is clear that she does not see him as a true friend, nor does it seem like he saw her as one either. However, this was one of the very few times that Gabby seemed to be the logical one, because she had a reputation for starting drama, escalating drama, exaggerating or straight up lying publicly, victim blaming, playing the victim, and documenting herself in the middle of full-blown manic episodes. Throughout her career, she has been very difficult to take seriously, and one of the best examples of how bad this got over time was with a very simple misunderstanding with another YouTuber that spiraled way out of control. Gabby developed, understandably, deep insecurities, but she also didn't do much to help herself, considering she would react to videos of other YouTubers playing Smash or Pass that she was featured in, only to get upset when they passed on her, like YouTuber Dominic DeAngelis.
Pass. Why would you pass on Gabby? It's not my type, man. It's not my type either.
see you in Orlando.
Gabby showing that quick clip of her crying was her way of saying how bad the reaction made her feel, but she took it a step further when she confronted Dominic in person.
Let's talk about it.
Let's
so
talk.
You passed me.
I did.
So you mean to tell me that if tonight we got a little bit drunk and I was like, hey, I'm really interested in you. You think you're out of my league?
I don't say you're out of my league.
What could be chalked up to a girl who can't handle rejection spiraled into a deep
Yo, this is like a whole side that like, what the is happening, bro? There's so much messiness in all of this. Why are people so messy? Okay, so she got smash or pass. They passed. She took it so personal that she went up to the guy and gave him a crazy hypothetical. So if we got drunk right now and I sat on your dick, you're not gonna like, what are we talking about, bro? That to me is insane. What the is she? What is going on, bro? What was that? Why? Bro, if the guys are being weird, sexualizing you, ignore that shit. Like, you don't even have to play into that being like, so you wouldn't fuck me right now. Like, what are we talking about, bro?
deep problem when years later she brought the situation back up in a much different context.
Before I met him, he played a game of Smash or Pass publicly on YouTube, and when my picture came up, he dehumanized me and demeaned me. You know, like a misogynistic, disgusting piece of shit who acts as if he could have a chance with me anyway. So at a party, he approached me like nothing was wrong, and I confronted him about it. And I said I didn't like that, and he was like, oh, come on, it's just games. And I said, well, you're too short for me to how do you like being judged on your physical appearance? And then he stormed off and didn't like me anymore.
Not only does Gabby seem much more upset about the situation, she even goes as far to blatantly lie about what happened. Dominic simply said she wasn't his type, but she claimed that he had dehumanized her. So the question is, why was she doing this? Well, Gabby's mental health had gradually declined over the years, and her addiction to social media was not helping at all. She got into countless public feuds where she exhibited extremely
I thought this video was about David Dobrik. Now it's about Gabby Hanna. What is going on, bro? It's like every one of these people have like so much, like not all of them were, like Seth wasn't bad, but like, bro, like there's so much going on here that like, bro, this could be a 5-hour video easily if they dived into like people within David Dobrik and how they were associated with David Dobrik and then their own separate beyond that, bro. Like, this is too much, bro.
Toxic and manipulative behavior, but this combined with her obvious mental health struggles made it difficult to criticize her. But it all reached dangerous levels during summer of 2022 when she posted nearly 200 TikToks in what appeared to be a full-blown manic episode.
Every time I say I'm gonna save the world, people laugh at me. But why doesn't everybody else together, like me, with me, every single day, manifest saving the world? Instead of laughing, why don't you pray with me? Help me!
I did it. I beat DID. I beat ADHD, depression, anxiety. I beat OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder. Because people, humans, your brothers and sisters who have gone to hell and back, realize everybody wants to be Jesus, it's all going to be all right.
That I could actually be the second coming of Jesus Christ.
God does have dark humor. He is a horny, sick, It's okay to have dirty thoughts. I can teach you how to feel better about them.
She even called herself a woman of color.
I'm gonna keep reminding you that I'm Middle Eastern, and I have always been Middle Eastern. But for some reason, isn't it so weird that the world insists on seeing me as white?
After this, the entire internet seemed to agree that just ignoring Gabby Hanna was the only way this problem could ever be solved. Views and attention just made everything worse. Drama channels went from
Bro, she does not need social media. I think she needs therapy. I think it's unfortunate that she went through a lot of people being mean to her, making her the butt of the joke and all that shit. But she needs help.
Criticizing her to just feeling sorry for her. They hoped that she would just step away from social media and take care of her mental health, and that seems to be exactly what she did. Today, she seems to have a loving relationship, is strong in her faith, and only sporadically uploads videos of art projects or vlogs for her diehard fans. Throughout her career, she never truly apologized for her behavior without making some sort of excuse. She even once said she can't take accountability for something she doesn't remember. But even through all her flaws, most people are just happy that she seems to have a healthy balance with social media and hasn't pulled an attention stunt for years. But no story captures the harsh reality of being friends with David Dobrik more than Jeff Wittick's. He's the ultimate example of how dark things can get when a Vlog Squad member is loyal to David no matter what, because Jeff Wittick was, no exaggeration, inches away from losing his life for one of David's vlogs. Jeff was one of the few Vlog Squad members to have success outside of David's vlogs. His unique approach to interview-style content featuring him giving haircuts to various content creators was an instant success and earned him a strong fan base of his own. But just because Jeff wasn't reliant on David didn't mean he wasn't still completely loyal to him. In fact, even after David almost killed him, Jeff still made efforts to do damage control for David. Jeff posted to Instagram in June of 2020 revealing that he had recently gotten into an accident and had broken his skull in multiple places. No explanation was given for what happened at the time. Jeff would make jokes about the accident on his YouTube channel, but ultimately said that everything was going to be revealed in a documentary he was working on. 10 months after the accident, Jeff finally released the documentary titled Don't Try This at Home, which showed footage from the fateful day with one small caveat. David was heavily involved in the editing process of this documentary because Jeff at this point still wanted to protect David's reputation.
I regret doing this too, but this is me being a loyal friend. I let him pass through the edit of the doc and take out anything that made him look bad. And that day I came home from surgery, I was sitting on the couch, laying there with blood coming out of my eye on anesthesia, completely a vegetable. And he came right in here, ran right into the editing bay, and all he cared about was editing to clean up the video, to cover up that this happened.
This is what happened. David, after taking a brief hiatus from content creation due to the pandemic, wanted to come back with a massive video. This included skydiving out of a plane and bringing out a crane in the middle of a lake, tying a rope to it, and using it to wake surf. But things got out of hand when Corinna Kampf grabbed onto the rope and David began rapidly swinging her around. She was fortunately unharmed by this, but did tell David that he takes things too far while getting off the rope.
She's like, you take things too far, David.
Nobody else wanted to jump on the rope after David just showed that he could not be trusted. But he spent all of this money and he needed to complete his vlog, so Jeff decided to jump on the rope so David could get his shot and they could all go home. But after he got on, David began swinging the machine faster, putting Jeff in serious danger. Rather than gradually slowing the crane down, David stopped it abruptly, sending Jeff flying into the metal arm of the crane where he hit his head first, then dropped into the water. Jeff was quickly rushed to the hospital where he claims the doctors saved his life. I was in a lot of pain. I tore some ligaments in my leg. I broke my foot. I broke my hip. I shattered my skull in 9 places. I shattered my eye socket and I almost died. However, Jeff had a good support system around him. He said 1 year after the accident, I'm lucky I'm fortunate enough to get the treatment I did and most importantly have it covered by Dobrik LLC, as it should. However, David, and maybe even Jeff, probably just imagined that this would be some light drama that would blow over soon, Jeff would heal, and they could just continue on with their lives. David continued on with his upload schedule, and the two even made jokes about the situation.
I wanted to get you guys something.
Hold on a second. Yeah, call off the lawsuit. He's doing something. Yeah.
But over the next year, Jeff was stuck reliving his nightmare, undergoing 7 eye surgeries. Meanwhile, David continued to see exponential success. But once he noticed that David had no longer been paying the medical bills, Jeff got fed up with the public not knowing the real story and eventually published a tell-all episode of his podcast titled Dear David.
So yeah, my beef with David, the fact that he is a scumbag friend, a fake friend, now that the documentary's over, doesn't text me, doesn't check in. At this last surgery, there was literally, the doctor said, we have to move your eye 3 millimeters. We're going to do 2.5. So we have a half a millimeter of slack. That's this much to go blind. And I couldn't get a text. That's one reason. The other reason, him saying now, flipping the script, saying that, oh, it was Jeff's idea. He's crazy. Complete. That's number 2. Number 3, they were supposed to cover the hospital bills. They slacked because whatever the they're doing, making stupid vlogs, they didn't pay attention to something that's, I would think it's pretty important here, because the bills go to my name, and our agreement was just cover the hospital bills. I don't care about anything else. I'm not coming after him for money I lost from not being able to work or anything like that. But I got a bill that wasn't paid that I didn't know about because I'm not dealing with it. My assistant deal with it, and he goes with David's team, and they didn't pay a bill. I got an infraction on my credit now. I go to get a house and I can't get a loan because now I have another. So it's just like things are piling up over and over again, and just try a little bit.
Jeff was angry for a multitude of...
Bro, he has every right to be pissed as fuck, bro. Like, if I'm him, right? Me and David are friends. I get into this crane for your content. You decide to go as fast as you can and just stop to see what happens to me. So I'm like your guinea pig for your YouTube camera. I end up slamming my body onto the machine, so I break everything and my eye gets fucked up. I'm about to go blind. I'm about to give people an update on YouTube of what happened to me. And this guy is doing PR control so that he doesn't look crazy and irresponsible, but he agrees to cover the medical bills. But then when it's inconvenient, he decides to just cut him off because it's an inconvenience not to deal with his friend. Bro, this dude is a selfish scumbag, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. He's selfish as fuck. This is just a selfish person, bro. Very inconsiderate. No, just always about him first, bro. And very, oh my gosh, bro. This is so fucked up.
Justifiable reasons. It clearly stems from the fact that Jeff's eye wasn't getting better. It was getting worse, actually, to the point where he was constantly needing surgery.
This dude could have been David would have called him fake, but he could have been he could have sued the out of David, bro, for this. Or he could have uploaded his vlog from his perspective and grilled the out of David, but decided not to help David out because he was loyal to a friend, and the friend said, you know what, like, I'm sorry for what I did to you, I'm gonna pay for everything, and then that ended up being a lie. So David was just manipulating his way out of the situation, got his content, got to save his face, didn't have to pay for the full bills, and boom, disappears, bro. Like, bro, he's a scumbag, bro.
To not go blind. Every day waking up with excruciating headaches, having to think about how he got himself in that position. Meanwhile, he sees David online living his dream.
You know, I woke up from surgery and a day goes by, no text from him. Another day goes by, no text. I look at his Instagram because it's the first one that always pops up, his algorithm or whatever, and it's just him like, oh, I'm so happy with my life right now, my vlogs and everything, just promoting his vlog. And I was just like, you got time to do this, but you can't text me and be like, hey, did you go blind or not from my actions? I just want to tell the truth finally.
Keep in mind, this was now over a year and a half.
The dude couldn't do one checkup here and there, just like off camera. He doesn't have to post it on social media, bro. It could have just been a simple text or a phone call. Yo, you doing good? I bet. Yo, I just let me know about future bills, bro. I hope you recover good, and then whenever you're good, like, you know, maybe we could do something, maybe not. Like, I hope you're doing good, bro. This dude out here doing the full on Instagram influencer shit. Like, I'm rich, I'm lit. Look at me. That's what I'm saying, bro. Some of these, bro, it's too much memes, bro.
half since the accident, and he tried as hard as he could to be fair to his friend. Jeff did not want David's career to crash and burn over this, which is why he let David review and edit the documentary. And even though Jeff was angry and his eye was getting worse, at least he could justify the public not knowing the full truth as long as his medical bills were being paid by David. But once David stopped paying and cut off all communication with Jeff, he started to wonder why he was still protecting this guy.
He gets a call from Kourtney Kardashian. He pans the phone over to me. I'm in the passenger seat, and he goes, look, he did something stupid. It took a second to realize, like, it's Kourtney Kardashian. I'm not going to be like, oh, no, he did it. I didn't say anything. I kept my mouth shut. But I told him after when we were alone, I said, look, that call, that's not how this is going to go. I'll take this on the chin. I'll eat this. I'll believe it was an accident, and I'll try my best to forgive. But if you go around saying that this was not your fault, and you try to put it on the other guy, who's me, and say that this was my fault, these life-altering injuries, then there's going to be problems.
But David recalls the entire situation differently, taking to his own podcast to finally discuss his side of the story.
The Jeff thing, yeah, the Jeff thing is the worst because before I even say anything, like that day is like the worst thing that's ever happened to me, and I wish I would do anything to take that day back.
David describing the incident as the worst thing that ever happened to me and not the worst thing I've ever...
So true, bro. This is how you know somebody's got an ego. Look, this is so true. What a good way to put it, whoever this was. David describing the incident as the worst thing that ever happened to me and not the worst thing I've ever done. Facts, bro. This dude is acting like he's the one that is injured and about to go blind. I don't understand. The dude put his friend on the crane and David was holding the camera in one hand and spinning the crane around, bro. It was his actions that caused the injury on his friend. I don't understand, bro. Yo, I don't get it, bro. I don't get it. I don't get it, bro. Yo, DT with the sub, bro. Appreciate it.
Ever done is very telling. David then went on to claim that the stunt was actually Jeff's idea. His evidence was a screen recording of a DM he received from Jeff on Instagram prior to the accident, in which Jeff suggests they recreate a similar stunt posted to 50 Cent's Instagram. But this evidence managed to make David look even worse. Anyone notice that the post in the screen recording says 2 hours ago? He literally recorded the DM an hour after the incident, immediately trying to cover up. He's literally a sociopath. If the first thing you think about after almost killing your friend, thinking they're probably going to lose their eye and be disfigured and have brain damage, is to get dirt on them to make you look better?
And then he asked, he's like, can you promise me one thing? And I said, what? And he's like, can you just promise that no one ever knows that this was my idea? And I was like, absolutely. Like, that's not a big deal. And then that's the promise I broke recently.
Bro, this is complete. I swear to God.
Brenna was on this, and then you hopped on.
Okay, so right now David is saying that I'm there, head smashed open like a watermelon, exploded on a hospital bed. He's the only one allowed in the hospital, so he's the only one there. My brain is hanging out of my skull. But my one last wish was, David, please don't tell anyone that this was my idea. Are you out of your mind?
It's clear that David had a vested interest in clearing himself of accountability, which draws other excuses he gives into question. He claims that he didn't reach out to Jeff because he wanted to give him space. He claims that the medical bills weren't paid because his assistant didn't provide the proper information. David's actions and response towards Jeff could be justified from a legal standpoint, but if nothing else, it does prove one thing. David was not Jeff's real friend, because a real friend would take accountability and do everything in their power to make things right, so that a lawsuit and a back and forth on the internet would never happen. Jeff would go on to sue David for $10 million, and this case has still yet to be resolved. Throughout his career, David was able to push forward and keep uploading even after the Dirty Dom controversy, Seth's controversy, Brandon's controversy, falling out with Big Nick and Gabby Hanna, but what he did to Jeff was too big to ignore. The internet saw the truth. They saw that behind the smiles, the laughter, the silly pranks, and the Tesla giveaways, David Dobrik Dobrik was a master manipulator who built an empire on the illusion of friendship. David uploaded his final video on YouTube in March of 2022 and wouldn't return until years later. After spending the next few years posting content to Snapchat, David made his epic return to YouTube in 2025, where he was welcomed with open arms by his millions of fans. On January 7th, 2025, he uploaded a longer vlog that was 14 minutes and 20 seconds long, which showcased his body transformation. David did not address any allegations or controversies, but just randomly uploaded the video. This could easily be interpreted as him testing the waters to see if fans are still mad at him, and if you read the comments, I'd say they don't care anymore. Brother casually dropped the toughest vlog out of anyone in the last 3 years. I cannot tell you how large my smile was when I saw a new video had been uploaded. It's been too long. My heart is happy. Today, David Dobrik is back on YouTube consistently, but everyone is on edge. The people around him in the vlogs today have to keep their guard up. David cannot afford another controversy. He cannot afford to take another 3-year hiatus. So if you thought the pressure was on before to live up to David's expectations, now it's even more intense. One bad joke, one allegation, one slip up, and he will drop them like a bad habit, because at the end of the day, David Dobrik is not your real friend.
Yo,
Angel of Death.
Bro, that is, bro, he's too much, bro. Honestly, like, it's too much, bro. Like, there's no way he changed. There's just no way he changed. I don't believe that he's changed. This is like years and years and years, and he's what, 30 years old, and we're expected to see like, oh, like he's changed, bro. I doubt it, bro. And like that guy just said, that vlog that he posted is to test the, you know, he's testing the waters, bro. Like, bro, that's what he's doing, bro. And you know what? Like, he has his up past. He's a fucked up person, but he is a good, like, vlogger. Like, he's good at curating vlogs and shit. So you know what? There's always gonna be millions of people that are gonna be like, I don't give a fuck. Like, there's all this proof, but because he drops good vlogs, I'm still gonna watch. I don't give a fuck.